Well, hello everybody out there in Atlanta. It's Chris from HHN with another exciting episode of Topher's Vlog. We're back out at Universal Orlando Resort today. It's been a little bit since we've done an in-park vlog. I was busy yesterday. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Yesterday, of course, Universal and Halloween Horror Nights dropped the announcement that The Haunting of Hill House, Netflix's hit show from Mike Flanagan, the first season, not the Bly Manor, the actual Haunting of Hill House, has been confirmed to come to Halloween Horror Nights 30. The blog mentioned a lot of cool stuff, had a lot of great pictures of that facade. It's another one of those things that I've been hearing about for a long time. I've heard a lot about the damn facade of the Haunting of Hill House, so it's very nice to actually see it in pictures, all lit up with that beautiful lighting package. My thoughts on Hill House coming to Halloween Horror Nights 30. A couple years back, I did a speculation video of potential Netflix properties that could come to Halloween Horror Nights, and Haunting of Hill House, which had, I believe, just aired or was about to air. I talked a little bit about the show back then. I'm going to keep a lot of my thoughts about the show to myself because I know it's a very controversial opinion these days whether or not the Haunting of Hill House can be a house at Halloween Horror Nights. I'm really interested to see what it looks like. The house does indeed look gorgeous. There's a lot of hidden stuff in there, just like the show, with all the little hidden ghosts and crap like that as the show goes on, you know, so on and so forth. So yeah, so the Haunting of Hill House officially coming to Halloween Horror Nights 30. So we're in full swing here. There's a lot of stuff going on in the studios because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks, or at least doing a vlog for the last couple of weeks. We have not checked our hype, our weekly hype check on the Men in Black tent. There has been developments since the last time we went out there, so we'll go and check that out. But yeah, so the big news, of course, today, I did not get a chance to do a video yesterday, is the confirmation that the Haunting of Hill House is coming to Halloween Horror Nights 30. So we have officially 2 confirmed houses and 1 confirmed, not confirmed house for Halloween Horror Nights 30. We have Beetlejuice and the Haunting of Hill House, and Puppet Theater Captive Audience, which was announced in that video back in October, but has not officially been re-announced so far this year in the announcement. So excited for Haunting of Hill House, but I'm not, you know, I think if we were to start doing the old hype list, I think Haunting of Hill House would be a little bit in the middle there for me. I don't think we're quite there yet for announcements to start doing a hype list. But if I was to do it, I think Hill House would be kind of in the middle. Hill House was a show that I enjoyed, but I wasn't like, you know, super over the moon about it like other people were. I think Hill House has a trapping of becoming a little bit like The Walking Dead, because that show is not about the zombies. That show is a show about humans. It's about the human drama, and I think Haunting of Hill House kind of fills that vibe. However, I think a difference between, say, The Walking Dead is that The Walking Dead was just kind of playing with all the zombies. They really didn't have a whole lot that they could really do with that outside of just using the zombies over and over again. Because that show is such a character-based driven show, Haunting of Hill House is the same vein, where the storyline is basically very character-driven. A lot of the, you know, a lot of what happens in that show is because of the characters. But I think the difference between the 2 shows is that there's a lot more potential to just kind of focus on the haunted house itself, the ghosts and the spookiness that goes on within the Hill House house itself. I think that there's a lot, they have a lot of room to play with that, which I think is, you know, can give the house a lot more potential. But I do still worry about the fact that Haunting of Hill House is literally a show that is driven by the drama of the characters and not necessarily the spookiness that goes on outside of the characters. I mean, obviously the spookiness is a big part of the show, but the heart of that show comes from the drama with the family. So I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of that in there. I think it's just gonna be, you know, what spookiness do we have that we can just sort of throw in your face is basically what the Hill House is going to be, because there's not a whole lot else that you can do there with sort of the, you know, like I said, the sort of family drama going on with Hill House. I have to go back and I have to re-watch Hill House because I haven't seen it in quite some time. But you know, and like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the show. I was even less of a fan of Bly Manor than I was for Hill House, but I do like that you know, the aesthetic of the house is kind of taken off of the aesthetic of the show. One of the strengths of that show is the way that Flanagan shoots the shit out of that show. I thought you know, that was one of the strengths, one of the highlights of the show. You know, so yeah, so interested to see how they pull it off. Those pictures that they had on the blog look phenomenal. Like I said, that facade, I've been hearing about that facade for a long time, so it's really nice to sort of see it all lit up in kind of its glory. So yeah, so I'm excited to see that. But like I said, probably somewhere in the middle as of right now in terms of where I'm anticipating Hill House. It is what it is. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. We have to go inside Universal Studios Florida because there's a lot of Horror Nights stuff besides the announcement from yesterday that we have to go check out. So let's not waste any more time. Let's have some fun.
Not required for fully vaccinated guests. Guests who are not fully vaccinated.
Quick look down Production Central. Let's get a feel for the crowds. Despicable Me says 60 minutes. That's not too bad. And our buddy Shrek there is 25, so that's not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like maybe the 4th of July crowds have sort of thinned out a little bit, but we have to go this way today. So we'll go this way. Be back in a minute. Inside the old 5 and Dime, the Bourne gift shop, we have, of course, the Hill House preview merch. Still plenty of merch available. Lots of sizes available. Extra smalls, 2XLs, that's the price. Got some larges and mediums over here. Here's a look at the display. I feel like everybody who keeps saying that this merch is limited is not getting correct information, because every time I see a post about stuff there's no more shirts appear. So I'm pretty sure they have just enough to get through the next round of stuff. So there we go. The shirt is glow in the dark. There. So still plenty of shirts available. They're also online. You can go into the Universal store and buy them online, but still plenty of shirts. But no more Jack shirts. So the Jack shirts have been removed and it's now just Hill House. I'm sensing a pattern here. So there you go. Quick aside, we noticed that all of the price tags, or the prices on the shirts, have been mysteriously removed. Like every shirt has, the tags are there, but the prices are not. I don't know why that is, but the price is $30, so I'm assuming $29.99. But yeah, for some reason all the price tags have been peeled off. So, or at least the prices of the shirts have been peeled off. Just so you know, 30 bucks. Leaving the old 5 and Dime, Marilyn Monroe is coming down in her Corvette. We love us a little Marilyn Monroe. I like the guy whose job it is just to move people out of the street. I want that job. So there they go, going to her show. We are going to move on. So for those, I've heard some people ask, the preview merch is in the 5 and Dime here. The 5 and Dime is the Bourne Stuntacular gift shop. They're right in there. For Halloween Horror Nights 29, this was the Monster Shop, where they had a bunch of Horror Nights merch in here on top of the Horror Nights tribute store. So I have a feeling this may in fact get turned again into a sort of Monster Shop for this year's Horror Nights. So it's no you know, it's no weird it's not weird that the shirts are in here, because A, it's connected to the horror makeup show, so you know, when you exit out through this gift shop as well. But it was turned into that monster, the monster shop. I believe that's what it was called back in 2019. So, but anyway, we move on. So 5 and Dime, that's where the preview merch is currently. Just above Senor Schuster's office, they have the fire hydrant on for the kids to play in. Sort of gives it a little authentic. I've heard some people question this, like, does it? This is, you know, it's in New York. This is very common for people to just turn on the fire hydrants and get in there on hot summer days. So they do that occasionally. The other day they were doing some filming down this street here. No longer. I don't know what they were filming, but they were doing some filming. And hey, Christmas. Never too early for Christmas. We're almost halfway to Christmas. It's crazy. Forgive too legit to quit, but if you look over in front of the MIB tent, it's a little bit hard to see from here, but we got some scaffolding out front. So the weekly hype check has officially evolved. We are in full swing now with Horror Nights construction. I don't think we're going to see any street construction for a little bit longer, but we do have some scaffolding out in front of the Men in Black tent. I'm not going to actually get in line for Men in Black because I don't feel like putting my stuff in a locker right now. But there it is, right about there. So some scaffolding. We got progress, guys, progress. So there was something that I did want to point out really quickly about the trusses in front of the Men in Black tent. Like I said, I'm not going to get in line for Men in Black because I just don't feel like putting my stuff in a locker right now, but there are trusses out. Last year when they canceled the event, in fact on the day they canceled the event, they put out the same lighting trusses there, or trusses whatever, in front of the Men in Black tent, and then they were gone about a week later. So it's the same stuff that they'd put out on that day. I don't see anything different than what they did put out back then. But yes, so we have official signs in the park of Halloween Horror Nights construction stuff. Like I said, I don't think the streets are going to be, I don't think you're going to see anything in the streets for a little bit longer. I think probably the end of July, somewhere around there, we're going to start seeing some lighting rig porn and trusses going up in the streets, which I wanted to make mention. One of the reasons why I have not done an in-park vlog in a while is because I've been sort of waiting, because I'll be doing a lot more of those once we start seeing actual construction in the park. So I was just kind of holding off, but of course today we have actual physical tangible construction that we can see in the park. You know, and also I also wanted to make mention that if I've said this multiple times in the past, if my eye cannot see it from where I'm walking, then I do not take photos, I do not take videos of it. So whether that's on Twitter or on here or whatever, it is what it is. So if I cannot visually see it within my line of walking range, then it's not going to be seen in photo format or in video format anywhere. So that's how I've run everything since the moment I started this legacy stuff back in 2011. It's just the way that it is. So if you're looking for that type of content, you're not going to get it from me. So unless we can visually see it from where we're standing, that isn't backstage, you know, way backstage, then you're not going to see it. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to make a quick note about that, and the fact that the trusses that we're seeing in front of the Men in Black tent are basically the same trusses that we saw last year, literally on the day that they canceled the event. July 24th is when they canceled the event, and that's when we saw the trusses go up. So yeah, but anyway, let's continue on the park, see what else we can see. Didn't really want to point this out because I didn't want to overhype people, but there are some new lighting rig trusses in the Fear Factor Live stage, things that were brought in purposely for the stage. Can't see them now, but they're beyond that thing there. I am a short fucker, so I can't can't get up that high, but so there are some trusses up there. So there are some new trusses that have been put up inside the Fear Factor Live stage. One thing that I have not really documented over the last couple months is I kind of been making a joke that it took a global pandemic to basically close Fear Factor Live for good. I do not believe Fear Factor Live is going to be coming back at all. A lot of the directional signages around the park have all had their Fear Factor names, the name of the Fear Factor Live show removed, so I do not believe that they will be coming, or the show will be coming back once we get back to more of a normal operation. I know things are returning back to normal, but you know, we're still in the middle of the pandemic, so you know, tail end of it, you know, depending on who you talk to, you know, I'm still wearing my mask still, but it is what it is. But yeah, so there have been some new trusses put up there, you know, who knows. I didn't really want to share that before because I didn't want to over hype people about things, but there are some new things up there, and I just wanted to make a note about the removal of all the Fear Factor Live stuff, because that's kind of evident. So it took a global pandemic to basically kill Fear Factor Live. Do we feel old yet?
Yeah, I know.
We got Pogs. Pogs. Universal Monsters Pogs though.
Hello.
It's how much are these? $4. So there you go, Pogs. Well, here we are in the belly of Blue 2. It is time for us to depart Universal Orlando Resort today. We did see a lot of stuff, a little bit of a short trip out here, kind of got sidetracked talking to a friend, geeking out about Halloween Horror Nights throughout the park. We saw Pogs. They have Pogs apparently in the prop shop over there in Hollywood. I may or may not have bought a couple Pogs, some Wolfman Pogs, and some Universal Classic Monsters Pogs. They're all Universal Classic Monsters, but I'm particularly partial to the Wolfman. So I got me a few of those. I did not buy the Hill House shirt. Of course, we saw the preview merch for the Hill House stuff there. I'm not enough of a fan to go ahead and purchase the shirts, but they did still have plenty left. I think they're still available online as well, but there's still plenty of sizes. All that stuff still available in the 5 and dime for the Hill House stuff. We did see the start of the Men in Black tent facade construction. Kind of the same stuff they had out last year on the literal day they canceled the event on July 24th last year. So not too much to see, but there is signs of life over there. There's other stuff around the park that if you are a keen observer, you can see, but like I alluded to earlier, I'm not going to show you that on camera. But there are other signs of facade work going on other houses. So yeah, so Haunting of Hill House announcements, we talked a little bit about that earlier. Not too much else to see. So it was a hot day out here. It's time for me to get the hell out of Dodge. I am tired. It's hot, tired, sweaty. If you can't tell by my face there. Not looking forward to the next couple months out here. Looking at well, I am looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to the heat that accompanies Horror Nights construction here in Orlando, Florida. Late July, August, early part of September is kind of a nightmare out here in terms of the weather. It didn't rain yet. It was supposed to rain earlier. You know, when it rains, it cools stuff down. Did not happen. I think it's about to rain, so we're just leaving just in time before the rain. But it was a very hot day out here today. So that's going to be it for us. Like I said earlier as well, in terms of the in-park vlogs, I was sort of waiting for the Horror Nights stuff to start in the park. So I would not expect the weekly in-park stuff to happen until we start to see more stuff, unless there's another announcement and I am working and I just happen to be in the park the next day. Then I will do my reaction to said announcement while I'm in the park, you know, because I gotta work. So sometimes I gotta work and I don't have time to edit this stuff. So it is what it is. But yeah, so that is gonna do it for us out here this week. We got Life of Horror Nights, life signs of stuff happening, so that's a good thing. And hopefully we start getting into more and more of those announcements. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We will see. We still got, was it about 11 weeks, somewhere around there, 8 weeks before the actual event starts. So not a whole lot of time, but still enough time for them to, you know, maybe not harp on the announcements, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get more announcements now, you know, consistently than we have before. Yeah, so that's going to do it for me out here. As usual, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time.